how we react, and when that happens, I think that we can make any adjustments that need to be done. But by and large, I would think that for the public, for us as a board, this would be a good way for us to end this year and not drag this on anymore into the new year, and that we should unanimously support a code of conduct. One that holds us to the same standards basically as all the other employees.
Commissioner Crone, are you are you moving this?
I thought Keith moved it, and
He did not. I didn't accept the motion.
Oh, well, I would support it if
Commissioner
someone
Nelson,
wants
are
to
you
move
moving
it.
Mr. Chair, Commissioner Fink, or Chair Commissioner Fink, our board chair has been very diligent in trying to push this wet rope around for the past 6 or 7 months, 8 months, and has worked hard to do so. I would give him the opportunity to move this if he so chooses. If not, I would move it and he can support it.
I'll move it.
And I
It's been
will
moved
support it.
and supported. You all had some time, not a lot, but some time. Commissioner Nelson, or Commissioner O'Neill.
I mean, on the surface, it looks okay, but I guess I'd ask that we move it without recommendation, so we can actually.
I would be happy to move it
I'm
without
fine with that.
recommendation
Take a look at
as
it.
Commissioner
well.
Forsman needs to be here.
Exactly.
I'm fine with that.
I was just happy to see something come that seems to have had hitting lots of the bullets that we wanted to hit, and I'm happy to see that. But I would move it without recommendation and give us time to further react to it.
Commissioner Sweeney, did I see your hand up?
Nope.
Okay, Commissioner, or I'm sorry, Administrator.
Thanks, I'll be happy.
That person over there in the corner.
And I'm speaking as your county attorney right now. The consequences of violent and disorderly conduct, I think, is woefully short of what the law requires of us. We can't set up rules and regulations on a case-by-case basis. We have to have a clear policy that's followed consistently in order to pass the muster of the Human Rights Commission or the EEOC, the laws, federal or state laws. We can't just respond on a case-by-case basis. There's no
Okay, thank you. I heard two people talk. Commissioner Crone first.
I would
I'm going
just,
to bring this to a vote, by the way, before you leave.
I would just say, yeah, I certainly could take the comments of the county attorney into consideration, and if there's new language that comes along next week that can do something better, I would certainly look at it, but I would just like us to keep moving.
Okay, well, Commissioner Crone, there is a concern that I had, and it was only that as I looked at all of these documents, the one thing that caused me all kinds of pain and heartache during the course of this year is that we have not looked at each of the documents that is addressed here. Resolution 104, Resolution 512, and the others that are through here. And it would seem to me that ultimately as part of the resolution, and I'd have to work this out between now and next week, that we ought to put something in that resolution that says each of those particular policies be looked at for clarity in terms of policy process and a couple of other things like that, and I would be interested in. So maybe there's a move and also and further be resolved that would cause us to go back into each one of these policies in the short run and look at them and see what the details of those are. Commissioner Nelson.
Thank you, Chair. Commissioner Fink, are you suggesting that we have a copy of these statutes attached as part of this?
No, I'm just saying that if in fact you're going to make reference to it, this board ought to be wise enough to look at each one of those and make sure that the processes and procedures that are in those things are in fact consistent with what we're thinking about and should be done.
I have, and that's why but one quick point that I'd like to make here to the attorney's comment. It took an awful long time to look at all of this because I couldn't find any place in the state of Minnesota, nor could I find a place in the United States where an outside entity had oversight of an elected body. Now, if you can find that, I'm just more than happy to look at what you've got. But the fact of the matter is that the statute clearly puts it out there, and I have heard from my constituents. In fact, the majority of the constituents I have heard from on this are elected officials, and they have come to me And if this board would like, I'd be more than happy to bring them in front of this board. But they have come to me and said, there is a reason why we elected you. There is a reason why we elected commissioners. This is very straightforward. The language already exists.